Okay, so today I was doing a little bit of a miter gauge tune-up and salvage, if you will. So here I've got 4 different miter gauges. These 2 on the left are Powermatic miter gauges that usually came with the Powermatic 66 and Powermatic 72. And then over here are some Delta Rockwell gauges. These usually came with the Delta Unisaw. And so all 4 of these had missing parts. Very common with miter gauges through the years to lose some parts or to lose functionality. So did some various repairs on these. This one here is still missing a few things I haven't fabricated yet or figured out a solution for. But this newer Powermatic gauge, probably starting in the 70s or 80s, had a little block here with a pointer that's still missing. I may try to come up with something for that. It was missing one of these stop screws, so I found one with the right thread and a matching nut. And then also it was missing this, I guess there you can see it, this washer here, so that the miter gauge stays in the T-slot, so that it engages there. So I found a screw that would fit, and I had to space a washer with a sort of a very thin washer and then the thicker washer that engages in the T-slot. And then I had to put a nut on the end and then file away the nut until it no longer was too thick. So this now engages with the T-slot. There you can see. Engages in the slot, and then it locks in there because that washer catches. So that's something that is fairly easy to do. Just got to find the right size hardware and go at it. Certainly a lot easier than buying a whole new miter gauge. Same thing with this one. I did the same thing here on this guy. Added a washer to ride in that T-slot there, and again just filed away until it was done. And then also on this guy we were missing this pointer here. Very common as well on several of these. So this was an older style. You have a set screw on the side and then a pointer. And so in one of my drawers of random stuff, I have some of these door latches. These are the old school door latches that go in like the eye hole, sort of the top of a door. And so I just rebent this properly and cut it to right length and filed a point on the end and then put it in there. So this one's all functional again, and I found some little screws also to go in here for the 45 and 90 degree stops. This one's broken off from a previous owner, but this gives me quite a bit of functionality here. So those 2 are ready to go. And then similar here with these Delta ones, both of these were missing some things as well. Here I've got a pointer fabricated that I'm going to put in there. And then we'll do the little set screw there, and then that'll be good to go. On both of these, I had to come up with a way to re-engage the actual miter block here. So this was missing. The original design was sort of a machined screw with some threads on one end, and then a narrower section for the set screw. There's a set screw that goes into the little opening so that it latches there. So I found some screws that were about the right diameter and right length and filed away a little bit, and found a way to make them catch on the set screw. So that's worked as well. For both of those I did that. Again, it's not perfect, but it makes them functional. Here we have an old Rockwell one and then a little bit newer Delta one. And here you can also see the size difference. These Powermatic gauges were pretty hefty, pretty substantial. There's a comparison. So, anyway, some little tips on miter gauge repair.